What's up, guys? Rob D at BoilingPointLLC on Twitter. Swinging Crypto Discord. I will have a link in the description below. You can check that out. We do some BTC, LTC, Ethereum, DigiByte, ETC, link, hardware wallet information, stuff like that on there. So I'll post a link in the description below. Jump on the Discord, and I try to help you guys with some long-term trading. Of course, everything's not financial advice, but I just show you guys the data and let you make your own investment decisions. So we're going to go over DigiByte today. We're going to break this down on a 4-hour chart first. The 4-hour is currently looking bullish. We got a bullish fan out on our EMA ribbon, so that's good. And we also have some support on the 200 period moving average, so that's going to be a key area to watch for. If you look in the past, anytime we've broken over the 200, like in this area here, pretty quickly we touched the top of that falling wedge that we've been creating over the past, let's see, since August of 2019. So this is a big pattern in play. We broke it here again. We broke the 200, and then we touched the top of that wedge again up here. So we broke the 200 here. So I would say that we will be looking for a touch along that trend line, hopefully tomorrow. I don't want to see it hang out in this area too much, because then there's a potential to break down. You guys can see it's testing that 200 EMA again. We'll see if it continues to bounce from there. So I would say if we fail to keep that as support, more than likely it's just going to kind of roll over and then fall back down to this lower trend line. If we do hold that as support, the top of the trend line is probably going to be around 80 to 81 sats. Somewhere around there will be a top. Maybe it'll overshoot a little bit, but I could definitely see it getting some rejection up there. We'll show you guys this on the daily now. So you guys can see how big this falling wedge has been. Like I said, it's been since August of 2019. So we're looking at a good chunk of time here. There's a lot of data on this. And honestly, what I think is going to happen is overall, DigiByte doesn't really perform well versus BTC. If you look back at Bitcoin's last halving cycle, let me put this up on the weekly instead. Pull this up. So we have a lot of data here. We pretty much have all the DigiByte data we really need on the Bittrex pairing chart. So if you look at the orange dashed line, that's going to be our last Bitcoin halving. DigiByte pretty much ran sideways there, then came into this falling wedge before breaking out towards the end of Q1 in 2017. 2017 was the year where it really went crazy. So right now we're in a falling wedge coming up to Bitcoin halving. So what I could possibly see happening is it touches this upper trend line here. So like we'll get that touch at 80. We're still going to have pressure from the EMA ribbon. We'll pretty much come back down, hit this trend line here, I would say. Let me make this a different color. So if we pop up here, come back down, hit this, and then probably fall back down, and then maybe move sideways before popping up. I really do think that DigiByte, I think the opportunity to fall back down to that 40-45 sat range is pretty high. I don't want to say high, but I mean, you just have to be careful. You have to look out for it. It's not a huge drop. If you're buying and holding, this is, pretty deep. I wouldn't, let's just say this, short term, I wouldn't buy it unless that trend line broke. And then you have to worry about the other trend line, the upper trend line, like around, like 90 sats. So this is kind of like, it's a good area to buy, not financial advice, of course. It's a decent area to buy, but I would prefer to buy it along this lower trend line. And if it does fall down to that, that 40, 45, 50 sat range, that's where I want to accumulate most of my DigiByte. So yeah, I mean, historically, DigiByte really hasn't performed well versus BTC, up to halving, during halving, and for months after halving. So this basically took, let's see, July to March. This is about, 8 months there or so. So 8-9 months before we got a significant breakout. And then as you guys can see, once it broke from that falling wedge, it came back up and then back tested that range that it's in now, like the 60 sat range. So it back tested this area before going parabolic and absolutely berserk. So yeah, honestly, let's look at the USD pairing. There's not a lot of data on the USD pairing because, with the Poloniex delisting, it kind of sucks because I had a lot of data I was going by with that. And now, look, I don't even have 2 years of data anymore. It's almost 2 years of data. So let's look at the USD pairing. So it has good ribbon support. The ribbon's still neutral. It's probably going to flip tomorrow, I would say. You'll see a little bit of green there. Yeah, you'll probably see green tomorrow. Either tomorrow or Sunday, you'll see green. If we break this down to, say, like a 4-hour, it might look like it's putting in a little flag here. Yeah, so there's a lot of sideways movement here. 4 hours bullish. It had support along the 200 period moving average. The daily, the daily hasn't broken. A lot of alts broke their 200 daily EMA. The problem is, like I said, this data only goes back to, a little less than 2 years ago. So I don't remember exactly how the Poloniex chart looked with the EMA ribbon and the 200 daily EMA. So, I can't give you a definitive answer, but so if we do touch like 80 sats, the daily EMA on the USD pairing is definitely going to be tested. I might wick above it and then come back down. So But a lot of things have exploded past the 200 daily EMA. If you look at Dash, that exploded past it. That thing's in consolidation now. That's going to explode either upwards or come back down. Like a bar pattern will come back down. ETC broke the 200 significantly. Link is going crazy today. Let's look at this one. Look at that 200. That broke out of its symmetrical triangle pattern. That broke up. So a lot of things have performed well when it's reached the 200 daily EMA. I just don't know if the volume is there for DigiByte. Because typically DigiByte has pretty low volume across exchanges. It's not a high market cap. There's not a lot of market liquidity. So it's hard to gauge these type of things, how it's going to respond if it does get up there. Yeah, so we definitely got to see how this is going to act. The upper trend line, that's what I'm watching for. That'll probably happen in the next couple days, I would say. We'll get a touch along there. So right now, it's actually chewing through the bearish ribbon now. It kind of flattened out. It's just moving sideways now. Pretty much, pretty boring times for DigiByte right now. And yeah, we'll just have to go from there. I'll update this. I'll try to update it tomorrow and see how the 4-hour looks. Yeah, so we haven't bounced from 73 sats yet. We got an hour and a half left on this candle. If we get up to 74 sats, then, that could act as support. But if you guys look over here, the 200 was definitely like a sideways play for a good amount of time. And then we pretty much just had, like one day where it spiked up and then came back down. So you guys can see that there's not a lot of movement in DigiByte. It's just up 2 sats, down 1 sat, down 3 sats, up 2 sats. It's very slow moving right now until we get that huge parabolic rise, hopefully, like history's shown. Let's see how the volume looks. So volume's definitely picking back up on the 4-hour. The daily, still pretty flat. See, this is where you get those parabolic runs. As soon as volume comes in. As soon as that volume comes in, volume there. Other than that, DigiByte stays pretty flat. So, I mean, we're pretty much at the bottom. If we do drop down a little bit lower, you're looking at 40, 45 sats maybe, which is going to be the same area of accumulation like this channel over here. So if we do get something like that, just be prepared for that if you are buying now. Of course, again, this is not financial advice. I have to make sure I state that several times in my videos now because other YouTubers like to troll, make false accusations and such about myself and others. So we'll keep that for another video. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at 80, 81. If I see resistance there, I might move back into BTC and try to swing trade this. There's not a lot there though, so I might just hold my ground. It's not like DigiByte's at 200 sats and there's a possibility of 40 sats. You can double up, but the the risk to reward might not be worth it. So maybe I'll move a little bit of my position here and then see if we can catch it back down a little bit lower. But I'll have to see. I'll see how it plays out, how Bitcoin moves. If Bitcoin goes crazy pre-halving, we could get we could get a rise in the USD pairing, but the Bitcoin ratio drops. So that's always a possibility. But real quick, let me show you guys this. I know this is a DigiByte video, but this definitely plays into it. So I've been watching the Bitcoin dominance chart lately. I've been tracking this for quite some time now, all the way back to let's see. This is on the Swinging Crypto Discord, the Bitcoin channel that I have over there. So let me see if I can find it. So I started that in November, but I've been tracking that for a while. Yeah, so we've been in a massive rising wedge on dominance. I'll get this out to the month. This way you guys can easily see it. So look at that. Nice rising wedge here. We put in a smaller bear pennant, excuse me. We put in this pennant, and then we broke out of it. So let me clear this out. So you guys can see we put that pennant in. We basically took this breakout level, brought it down to our breakout, and this is going to be our target. So we're looking at 63%. I've been covering this for quite some time now. Let's see if I can find it. That's Bitcoin price action. Bitcoin price action. Dominance, back here, the dominance touched that level, the bottom of that rising wedge at 200 daily EMA. We got some definitely, we got a nice bounce there. At that time, the crypto cap broke out of the 200 daily EMA. So we got that, and then we were going to shoot to the top of that and test that. We then put in a bearish ribbon flip, so you guys can see that the ribbon is red right here. We tested this 200 for quite some time. We broke below. That's where we put that bear pennant in. At that time, we were putting in a nice bull pennant on the crypto cap for alts, and then we had you can't really see it from that target line, but we broke down from that flag, The crypto cap tested to 200, bounced, broke resistance, played around with that for a while, and then this is where you really see how the flag is really starting to play out, and the dominance is dropping. So on the charts, we're looking at targets of 63% is one of my targets. I also have another target around 57%, kind of where this reversal was here, right here. And then the rising wedge breakdown target is going to be probably the top of these right here. So like around 50%. I don't know if it gets that low. I definitely feel that it's going to get down to that 63%. Alts are still going to climb, but time is kind of not running out. I mean, Bitcoin's pumping right now. Let's be honest. It looks good going into halving. In one of my previous videos, I said that Bitcoin could break out, but alts could outperform it. So that the dominance doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin's going to tank and then alts are going to go crazy. It just means that alts are going to outperform Bitcoin. And then once you see a little bit of a bounce, you get some some USD pairing rejections in the alts, and then the altcoin dominance starts to make a turn. That's when you could look to get back into Bitcoin and then ride that wave up. So if the dominance gets down to that 63% level and we get a significant bounce there, then you might want to start looking to get back into Bitcoin. So right now, alts look to be, they've looked to be the play for quite some time now. This is the weekly, so this looks good. We have a really nice bullish candle there on the altcoin cap. The daily's continuing to climb. We're closing in on 95 billion on that. My target is actually going to be 135 billion, which was our June tops. So you could definitely see some alts revisit their June highs. Dash could possibly get there. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little off track. So basically, I went over DigiByte, everything with DigiByte. The rest of this stuff, I'm just going to quickly go over some alts real quick. So if you came here just for DigiByte, that's pretty much all I'm going to give you. I'll definitely follow it up over the next few days and let you guys know what's going on with that. So we did get that bounce off 73. That's nice. So we are back over that. Where is it? We were on the 4 hour. So we got back over that 200 period on the 4 hour. Let's see if DigiByte makes a move in the next next couple candles to make its way up to that upward trend line. So going back to some alts, let's look at Dash. That could potentially get to June highs if that breaks out of this flag. If it breaks bullishly, we could definitely get back up to June highs, somewhere around 200, 205, 210. That looks good. Ethereum is looking really nice. That broke out. Where's my Ethereum? There. Yeah, so Ethereum looks really nice. Those June tops were like around 340, I believe. Yeah, 364, 365, something like that. We could see highs there. Let's see what ETC did in June. Yeah, so ETC actually is outperforming 2019 altogether. So it's putting in new highs now, going back to 2018 August. So it hasn't been at these levels since August of 2018. Those are making really good pushes. So we could actually see that get back to some of these tops over here, maybe if that keeps going up, right around here, like around 20 bucks or so. So that looks good. Those are May highs. Going back to September of 2017. ETC is like a dark horse of mine. I really think that can actually even outperform Ethereum in the future. So that's doing pretty well. Link has a crazy candle today, 15% nearly. That broke out above these highs. So we're making new higher highs now, which is good for Link. Litecoin, we're up about 0.6%. That continues to grind higher. We're closing in on the 382 fib retrace of the down cycle. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I just put that Litecoin video up yesterday to show you guys the potential I see in Litecoin over the next few weeks going into the rest of 2020 with the fiat pairing and the BTC ratio. Other than that, I think that's all we really cover on. That's all we cover on the swinging crypto. Yeah, we looked at all those. Yep, we did all that. So I don't have a Dash channel on there, but I've been following Dash for a little while now. So I'll have to see see if I put a channel up for that. But that's pretty much it, guys. Feel free to hit that subscribe button if you found good information here. I'm trying to get a little bit better with my videos. I'm talking to Dan at Crypto Capital Venture, so he's helping me out with some programs and software that he uses for making his videos better. So hopefully I can bring you guys some better content, and hopefully my TA continues to get better. It's definitely a lot better than it was when I first started, so hopefully I'm making some good calls, and you guys can capitalize on those. Again, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own research, do your own due diligence in your investments. Be careful with your portfolios. Do not invest more than you are willing to lose, and I'll catch you guys all on the next one. Peace.